In today's video, we're going to talk about how to deal with negativity when you're trying to lose fat. Let's face it, it's tough enough to lose fat under ideal situations. It's even tougher when you're frequently faced with negative comments and questions such as, "You look too skinny. Are you sick? Why do you want to lose weight? Why don't you just live a little?" And then there's just negativity in general. Maybe we're surrounded by people who love to bring up negative topics to discuss, such as what's going wrong with the world or maybe gossip about other people. Then there's negativity that goes on in our own minds. It's crazy to think that, I think it's like 80 to 85% of the thoughts that we think throughout the day are negative. So it really makes you realize that being positive truly is, for the most part, a choice. Now, the idea for today's topic came about from a question I received on a recent video from Bert4832, who mentioned that they're going through a season of negativity and uncertainty, and they're finding it difficult to remain positive when their day is filled with negative and challenging surroundings. So want to know my thoughts and any suggestions or advice that I may have to help them overcome this situation. Now, I love and appreciate these kind of questions because it really allows us to have these important discussions that we can all benefit from. So if you have any challenges that you're facing or any questions that you may have, any topics that you would like us to discuss, I highly recommend that you drop them down in the comment section below so we can all learn and grow together. I guarantee you are not the only one that is facing these challenging times. And that is definitely the situation here, because that very day I received a post in the Lose Fat, Get Jacked Inner Circle from a member who mentioned that they received a negative comment from a loved one about why they had this desire to get lean. And you could tell that this was really bothering the member there, that they were upset with this family member there. Now, years ago, I would have responded the exact same way. I think that's a pretty typical response. But when you step back and you look at the situation from like an outside observer, you realize that you're mad at this person for being negative and judging you. And now here you are in response, being negative and judging them based on their opinion of you. No good can come from that situation. You'll see others in this situation who may respond by saying, well, that opinion that they have of you is just a reflection of them being jealous of you, or maybe their own insecurities, but you don't know that. And once again, you're making your own judgment on them. No good is going to come from that situation. It's very easy to blame others for the problem in that situation, for causing that conflict. When really, again, when you sit back as an outside observer and you reflect on this situation, you realize that they're not the problem. The problem is how you interpret, internalize, and react to their opinions, their judgment of you. Now, for myself in these situations, I tend to think of like, what would the best version of myself do in this situation to serve me best? Like, what is in my best interest? Is it being negative and being defensive and rebutting back and just causing conflict? Or is it just kind of maybe sitting back and just shrugging your shoulders and not really saying anything at all? It's their opinion. You don't have really anything positive to say, so don't say anything at all. Or you can thank them for their opinion, or maybe you say, like, that's a good question, but really, like, honestly, I have never felt better. Like, I am thriving. I am living my life to the fullest and look forward to becoming even better. I just want to live this life to the absolute fullest. I want to gain the most from every moment. And what I'm doing right now is allowing me to do so. Who knows what's going to come from that situation, how they're going to respond, but when you respond in a positive way that feels good to you, that's going to serve you best in that moment, that's it. And then you walk away and you've got to let it go, which can be easier said than done. I was having a great conversation with a date the other night. This topic came up and she's like, yeah, in theory, letting it go in these situations is great, but it's hard. And it truly is. If it was easy to let things go, we'd all just be brushing stuff off. We'd all be so much happier. I mean, for myself personally, years ago, I used to hold on to grudges. I used to hold on to anger. And I realized it wasn't serving me best. It wasn't doing any harm to the other person. I pissed off them. I'm not going to talk to them. I'm going to be mad at them forever. And that'll show them by being mad and holding this grudge. And it's not showing them. all it's doing is robbing you of this moment that's right in front of you. So that was a huge realization for me. Some great books on this topic. I really love The Untethered Soul and Living Untethered. Those are fantastic. I mean, I've just listened to those audiobooks. I highly recommend the audiobooks, especially I think Living Untethered is authored by Michael Singer. Spoken. You actually hear him talking in the book, which I always find is best there. But yeah, so I just listened to that this year, but it just reinforced what I have been learning from self-reflection during the past, I'd say 5 years or so, to really learn how to let things go, because really realizing that that's what's going to serve me best in this moment. Holding on to anger, holding on to grudges just robs me of living my best life. It doesn't serve me in any way, shape, or form. So yes, easier said than done, but it is work that is well worth it, because it's going to allow you to live your life to the fullest and to spread your positive energy to everyone else. So hopefully it becomes contagious and other people start asking you, like, like we're talking about right now, having this discussion, like, how are you able to be so positive all the time? And it's not that my life is all sunshine and rainbows. Like, I face challenges all the freaking time. I am surrounded by negativity all the freaking time. I mean, I choose to surround myself mostly with positive people, like-minded people, whether it's at the gym or the yoga studio or in the Lose Fat, Get Jacked inner circle. I try to surround myself with as many people as I can who are like-minded and positive. But again, you can't avoid negativity that's out there. So it's just how you respond in those situations, how you handle those situations is really what it all comes down to. You can't control what other people do. You can't control what other people say, but you can control how you interpret, internalize, and respond in those situations. And when you learn to catch yourself in those moments where you would typically have that reaction of being angered or upset or judging them for judging you, you stop yourself like, whoa, that's not, no good's going to come from this. What's going to be good, what's the good that's going to come from is me taking a deep breath, just really recognizing that that's their thought, that's their opinion, it's their mindset right now. I don't have to agree with it, but I don't have to be mad at it at the same time. It just is what it is. I'm going to keep being me and doing what's in my best interest in this moment. And when it comes to just the negativity out there, like, we're bombarded with negative news and people, it's probably why, and again, like I said, like, negative thoughts, 80 to 85% are in our heads. So it's no wonder that so many of our discussions tend to be negative throughout the day. And when someone is like gossiping about someone else, it's easy to like kind of get into that conversation and because you feel like you're becoming a part of it. You feel like, all right, we're sharing this similar thoughts and stuff, and at least we're not talking bad about me right now. We can talk bad about someone else, but again, no good comes from that. It's like when I hear other people gossiping, a lot of times I just leave, but most of the time I just don't contribute negativity. I don't add to that discussion, or if they're bringing up what's going wrong with the world or whatever, I just try to shift the perspective to something a little more positive. And again, same thing with gossip. If someone's talking negative about someone, it's either, like I don't have any thoughts, or I try to spin it to some sort of positive or bring up a positive about that other person there. So trying to handle those situations in a way that's going to make me feel good about myself, and just spread more joy, spread more positivity in the world. If you want to see the change in all these other people, you've got to be the change. You've got to lead by example. Now, so like I mentioned, the two recent books that I listened to, the audio books, Living Untethered and The Untethered Soul, I tend to, because there is a lot of negativity around us, do my best to fill my mind with positive information. So a lot of times, like throughout the day, first thing in the morning when I'm get up and I do my deep work for the first 90 minutes of the day. I have the Calm app going, where it's it's music, it's just instrumental, work flow, focus and flow. So that kind of fills my mind. It gets me energized, it gets me feeling good while I'm doing my work. In the Lose Fat, Get Jacked inner circle with my coaching clients, again, surrounding myself with like-minded positive people, having discussions where we're talking about personal growth, becoming the best versions of ourselves there. So that starts my day off on the right track. When I'm in the shower, shaving and all that stuff, I listen to the Heroic app, Brian Johnson, some of his philosopher's notes, his plus ones, different 101 classes where it's all about positivity and just becoming the best version of yourself from moment to moment to moment, expressing the best version of yourself from moment to moment to moment. That's a arete, which I got tattooed on my arm here. Mindfulness here, and breathe. So just constant reminders there for me to be in this moment, to breathe in those situations where I feel the negativity coming on, and just to express the best version of myself in this moment. So constant reminders there. So filling myself with positive information when I'm in the shower, shaving, getting ready in the morning, and then in the car, a lot of times I'm listening to either an audiobook or, again, the Heroic app there. Usually the philosopher's notes will give me an idea, like it's like a Cole's note of a great book out there on mindset and personal growth. So then I'll get that audio book or a book and read through it or listen to it, and that fills my mind with positive stuff. But just setting the tone for my day, like even the catching the sunrise in the morning, really grounds me in the moment, fills me with a sense of gratitude. Maybe writing in your journal, having a gratitude journal, just each day writing out things that you are grateful for, like really recognizing the good that is in your life rather than focusing on the negativity that is going on in your life. Getting from a walk with Chief, sunsets, maybe working out, yoga. Meditation can be great. So like yoga, meditation is kind of built into that, where we're starting off the class, lying on our mat, focusing on our breath, just calming our mind and everything, and same thing midway, and then we finish with that. So I try to do that throughout the day. If you're in traffic, again, it helps if you're listening to some positive information there, but also if you catch yourself getting a little road rage coming on, just take a deep breath. You don't know what's going on in that person's life, let them be. You're just driving, you want to get to your place safe, so take a deep breath, relax, you're just in traffic, it doesn't matter, just let that stuff go. Focus on you, being you, and just taking your time getting to where you need to get to. So again, there's so many situations that arrive throughout the day that test us to handle that negative situation in a more positive way that's going to serve us best. I am a work in progress in this. Really, like I said, it's been the past 5 years, really since going through my divorce. That was a huge learning experience for me, just to realizing that my mind was overcome with some of the negativity that was going on, and then recognizing that I was just suffering in my own mind more than these people could ever do harm to me. I was doing more harm to myself. So just learning to let that shit go, just be me, be true to myself, and try to live my life in a more positive way that's going to serve myself best from moment to moment to moment. So again, a work in progress, always trying to fill my mind with more of this stuff that's going to allow me to let things go, to focus on the positive, to not hold on to grudges. Those are things that I have found worked really, really well for me. So so many different books out there. If you want any recommendations, hit me up. But those are two that I recommend you start with. Even like I love the Tao Te Ching. I love Wayne Dyer's Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life. God, there's just so much good stuff out there. So can't remember a lot of them off the top of my head right now. So, but again, I highly recommend. Again, the Heroic app is fantastic for finding different books and stuff that can serve you best in this journey. I hope this has helped you. Bert4832, I don't know if your name's actually Bert, but really, really appreciate your openness with this discussion here and bringing up this topic, because it is something that we face every day, really. Like you said, not just in regards to fat loss, people criticizing us about if we look too skinny, why do we want to lose weight, you look sick, why don't you just live a little? Like, we face those kind of negative comments about our physique and our choices in this lifestyle, but there's just negativity all around us in general, and we really got to do our best to bombard our brain with positive thoughts. And again, I find the audios when I'm always listening to that stuff, and again, in the evening, the Calm app as well is another great way, or Pizziz is another great one that I use to just calm my mind, get me in this moment, get me feeling good about myself, and even finishing the day with some thoughts of gratitude. Just always being in the moment, always practicing gratitude throughout the day, I think is huge. It's absolutely key to our overall health and our overall well-being. But meditation is huge as well. I'm trying to do more and more of that throughout my day too. A lot of people foo-foo who's got time for meditation. I think we all have time for meditation, and it's in our best interest to even just set aside 2, 5, 10 minutes, just sit in silence, to breathe, to focus on our breath, and to appreciate this life that we have here. So I hope you find benefits in today's video. If you did, please do me a favor and smash that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that alert button so you're notified each time I upload a video. If you know a fellow bro who would benefit from watching today's video, please do me a favor and share it with them. But more than anything, I'd love to hear from you down in the comment section below. Share your thoughts, your insights, share your feedback on today's topic, and let me know if you have any questions or challenges that you're facing yourself so we can get this discussion going. And it'll all benefit each other. We can learn and grow together. That's really what this is all about. Before you go, don't forget to download your free guide, Lose Fat, Get Jacked. Have yourself an amazing day. Catch you in the next video.